I'm Toby and this is Sea Life. Today, our recipe for our special dinner is going to be from Burpee's American Harvest Cookbooks. I'm looking at the Spring Garden Cookbook, a guide to growing and cooking home gardens, seasonal favorites by Pearl Myers, Perla Myers. Anyway, so on page 47, according to my recipe list, yep, here it is. I am planning to cook the saute of chicken with broccoli and thyme. Let's see. I need 1 3-pound whole chicken, which I'm not going to use a whole chicken because my husband really doesn't like the bones. 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of butter, salt, and freshly ground black pepper, a teaspoon of all-purpose flour, a 1/3 cup of dry white wine, 3 large cloves of garlic, peeled and crushed, 3 tablespoons of fresh thyme leaves, and 1 cup of chicken stock or bouillon, 3 cups of broccoli florets, 1 teaspoon cornstarch mixed with a little stock, and 2 tablespoons of finely minced fresh parsley if you want to use that for garnish. So I'm going to be filming as I get on with this idea here in this book. This is a new recipe that I have not tried before. Like I've said, I have a lot of recipe books just hanging around. There's a lot of things that I have not tried in my recipe books, so this is one of them. And I hope you guys enjoy this. For those of you who watched last week's video, this is another fried chicken dinner. And so I'm going to turn up the heat. I'm going to put it on medium heat actually, medium high. And we're starting off with 1 tablespoon of butter and 3 tablespoons of olive oil. That's what I've got in this pan right here. And it looks like we're just going to be frying it up again a little bit. So I think this is going to be beautiful. My family always loves fried chicken. So you just can't beat it. Also, I want to give a special thanks to all of you who have been supporting our channel. It means so much to us. You really just don't, I don't know, unless you have a channel yourself, and if you do, you know I'm right there for you as well. But you really don't realize how much support it really is and how thankful we truly are. Please like and subscribe and leave comments and all of that, please. It helps so much. Okay, so I've got my chicken in here, and it says to salt and pepper it. So I'm just going to sprinkle it. I'm going to put about a teaspoon of, I'm just going to do this a pinch sort of thing and sprinkle it with salt. And then my pepper. Let me see if I can find my pepper. I believe it's over here. Yep. Okay. And I did not have the freshly ground pepper. Like, I'm sure it would be better with freshly ground, but oh, that's way too much pepper. Let me put some of that back. But I'm just gonna, judge it. Put a little pinch in of pepper and to season it. And then it says to take your flour. So here we go. I'm just going to take a little bit of flour and sprinkle over it. And it said just about a teaspoon of flour as well. So that's not very much flour. Just going to put it like this and sprinkle it over. And I've not seen it done this way before, so I'm interested to find out how this works out. This is a day when my family gets together and we clean up the house as nice as possible, and we make this nice dinner. So it's kind of busy here still. So you may hear my husband mopping or somebody else setting the table, something. Who knows? But I think it's wonderful to have the help. Okay, and I'm going to add some wine from our home brew. This is my cooking bottle. So, let's see. How much wine do we need? 1/3 cup. So it's just 1/3 cup of wine that you add to this. It said white wine, so this is as close as we can get it. Okay. That smells really good already. And let's see what else. Okay, here it goes. My family always uses a lot of garlic. And this one calls for 3 cloves of garlic. So I just buy minced garlic at the store. I hope I have. Yep. So I had just bought some minced garlic at the store. It calls for 3 cloves. I think that's about right. So I'm just gonna pretty much, I've got about a half a jar left here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it in. Just a little bit. And I love garlic. It just adds such amazing flavor. Well, it looks like it's not really a frying idea. It's more of a kind of almost a boiling idea here. Because I've got quite a bit of wine in here. I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit and see if it will kind of, I think it should kind of condense a little. That's just my thinking. Now, I am no professional cook, don't get me wrong. I know some of you are very professional cooks that may be watching. Me, not so much, but I love to get into new recipes and share them. So, oh, I have forgotten to pick my fresh thyme leaves. Let me see, I may have an essential oil I can use. It says thyme. Yep, I do. Okay, this will be perfect. Essential oil thyme is, this is actually a special oil that is actually ingestible. So I'm going to use this essential oil, and I'm going to put about 5 drops of thyme. 1, 2, 4, 5, maybe 6. 6 is good. And so since I forgot to pick my thyme, I'm glad I had the essential oil handy. Okay, let's see, a cup of chicken stock. The cup of chicken stock, here it comes. Oh, let me see. Doesn't go in yet. Okay. Okay. It says I really shouldn't have added the thyme in yet. Should have covered it and let it reduce, and then add the thyme and the garlic. But so that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go ahead and cover and let it reduce. I'm just going to tilt that pan lid over just a little bit. I find that helps get the steam and stuff off, and it reduces a little bit faster. So that's what I'm doing there. That's just the way that goes. So my chicken has reduced, my mixture here has reduced quite a bit. It's not down to 2 tablespoons like the recipe says, but quite a bit. And I thought I had bought my broccoli. Even with my list and everything, I still forgot something at the store. It happens occasionally. Luckily, I have some frozen vegetables that I'm just going to throw in. And that contain broccoli. So I'm going to use some frozen broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots. And I think it'll be just as good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put in the chicken stock, the chicken broth. Put it in. And I'm going to add in the vegetables. Well, I thought I was going to add in the vegetables. Not yet. It's time to just let it boil for a while. Cover it and let it boil for 20 minutes, they said. So I'm going to set my timer to 20 and start it. And so I'll be back in 20 minutes. Okay, I hadn't realized that I was supposed to turn my chicken and coat them evenly with a little bit more flour, and so this may turn out a little different, but it also says to use 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, and the recipe doesn't really clarify where to use it at. So I'm going to go ahead at this point and take a little of the stock out and mix in my cornstarch and pour it in. So what I did was I just took a little chicken broth out of the hot pot, and I mixed it in with the cornstarch, and I just made sure that it was mixed up really well. And I'm going to add this cornstarch to the final gravy to thicken it up. And that's what I've decided to do. They didn't really specify in the recipe how to do that, so that's just my best guess. Okay, it's time to add in the vegetables. So this is how I do it. Just pour them in. This is how we're doing it today. We're just going to pour the veggies in. And oh, let me turn this on. There we go. I just poured the veggies in. It doesn't look like a lot of veggies in there. I think I'll get another pack too. So I'm just reach in here and get another pack. And these are also broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots. So that'll just add to it. Beautiful veggies in there. I'm not really going to stir them in yet. I'm just going to let them steam up there on the top, kind of. This is how that works out. So we want to let this simmer for about 10 or 15 minutes, just until the vegetables are done. And then we're going to transfer them to a warm serving dish. So I have a serving dish that is in my keep warm drawer getting warm. And we're going to transfer the vegetables and the chicken into a warm serving dish. Now, if you don't have a keep warm drawer, what you can do is just run your serving dish under some hot water and then dry it. I think the main reason for this is so that you don't crack a glass serving dish or something like that. So that's what I wound up doing, is just running it under hot water and then drying it. So here I'm going to start cutting the vegetables and the chicken into the serving dish. And it looks beautiful. And like I said, I did not use a whole chicken. I just went ahead and used chicken breast. But my family tends to like chicken without the bone, so that's how we did that. But I did make some differences in this recipe, but and that's what I like about recipes, is you can think through it and change them up just any way you seem to need it for your family. And it just works out. More often than not, it will work out perfectly. So this dish is looking really pretty with all the vegetables. And I'm thinking this is going to be really a nice dish. Really nice. Now what I'm going to do with the remainder of the sauce here is I am going to add that cornstarch into it and let it thicken up. And then I'm going to pour that gravy over the top of all of this. And that's going to be yummy. It's what it looks like to me. That's going to be yummy, I should say. Haven't tasted it yet. But I'll get to taste it tonight at our special dinner. And we so love that when we have that dinner together like that. So, okay, so here it goes. I am going to slowly add this in, little by little, and just slowly add that cornstarch in. And that should thicken that sauce up quite a bit. And you want to continually stir. Anytime you're trying to make kind of a gravy, you want to continually stir. That's what I found. Okay, that's looking pretty nice. Let me see. I'll have to put on my hot pads with my pan here. But that is looking like a pretty nice thick gravy. I may let it thicken up just a little more, but that's going to be just enough gravy to pour over that pan, and that's going to make it really a beautiful dish. I think I'll just lift it out of here and pour it. Okay, here it goes. I'm just going to pour this over. I'm going to let it all run down here. Just pour it over. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you guys, this is going to be a beautiful meal. So here goes my lid, and I am going to put my dish back into the keep warm drawer, and Jacob's making bread.